Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to episode 5 of the League 2 Hour with myself, Matt, and of course, Lee from around the grounds, who is back doing what he does best. He was at Boundary Park with myself on Saturday in the home end. Wasn't quite the lucky charm that everybody hoped you would be in the Latics support, were you, mate, unfortunately? But I was buzzing with a 1-0 win. How are you?
I'm good, mate. Yeah, I'm feeling the pressure. Everyone going, yeah, you're here. We're going to get 3 points. So I definitely felt the pressure, and that run had to end. But I have seen Oldham lose at Boundary Park before. I think I've got credit in the bank after the playoff run, and obviously win at Wembley. So I'm hoping I'm welcome back there now, and all will be forgiven.
Not sure I'll be allowed back in, but never mind. Yeah, plenty to get through tonight, isn't there, mate? We've got 12 League 2 football matches to dissect, and of course, the transfer window has literally just slammed shut a minute ago across England. So we've got plenty of deals to look forward to talking about at the end of the show. So the plan is to do 40 minutes looking at the games over the weekend, and then the final 20 minutes or so we'll look at those deadline day deals that stand out. Of course, we want your comments and your thoughts as well. And if there are any transfers that get sort of announced after 7 p.m, if you could let us know, that'd be brilliant, because there are going to be some that we may have missed. We've got a couple of comments in the chat. All people were very keen here. This came through at 5:50 p.m. SBR 19 Gills fan up the Gills asked a couple of questions about potential signings as well, and signings. And yeah, I have seen them, mate, the signings that we've made, and we'll get to them at the end of the show. Lee has put, please press that like button. As we say every week, it is free to do so, and it really helps the stream. So if you can do that. There he is. Finley's back in the chat. Evening, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you supporting the channel and the show. Thank you, mate. Liam Welby. Hello, Matt and Lee. How are you? Very well. Thank you, mate. Dom says, always welcome at Boundary Park, Lee. There you go. You're still okay. You can still go out there. You won't get hung, drawn and quartered just yet. Harrison Loft says, good evening. Luca Talks Dons says, big up. And hey, how are you as well? So yeah, everybody in the chat, 33 already. That is absolutely superb. Thank you very much. Oh, friend of the channel, German Gills. Evening, Reese. Well, mate. Great to see you in the chat. And Carl Shorter. Good to see you both. Sorry, from Lee as well, especially Lee. Good vid, both at Boundary Park. Carl Shorter says, hello, peeps. And SBR 19 says, spam that like button for Matt. It's not just for me, it's for Lee as well. Yeah, so appreciate that. Thank you very much. Right, Lee, 2 feature games each. So I'm going to let you go first. And your first pick of the weekend was Bromley 2, Harrogate 0, goals from Nick Kambamba and Omar Shawumni.
Yep, so Bromley still unbeaten. The run continues. We touched on them last week, I think, with the club. I think it's going in the right direction. On and off the pitch, they've got a good manager. 2-0 win against Harrogate. Obviously, Harrogate had a spell they're unbeaten themselves, but now 2 on the bounce, I think it is. 2 losses. But yeah, Bromley flying. That's 3 wins, 3 draws, and Pinnock's dead balls proving the difference. Great crosses. And like you say, the 2 goal scorers, I'll let you pronounce them because I'm absolutely shocking at pronouncing names.
Dave and John. Omar Shawumni and Nick Kambamba, I think it is, isn't it? It weren't Michael Cheek, which is definitely a good sign for Bromley, put it that way.
Yeah, although he had an header, a really good save just before the first goal. But yeah, Bromley are moving in the right direction. Like I said, we touched on them last week, 3rd in the league now, and I believe it's you and Gillingham. Who was the other one unbeaten in League 2? I don't know if they're unbeaten.
Sure there is now. I think it's just us and them now.
Yeah, I think it's just you 2 now. But yeah, 3rd, and a club going in the right direction.
It was Grimsby until the weekend, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
And who plays who next Saturday? Bromley versus Gillingham.
Yeah, that is going to be one to watch, that is for sure. Did you manage to get your ticket? Yes, I look forward to that vlog then. It's going to be an interesting game, that is for sure. But like we've just said, I think Bromley are moving in the right direction, and I think they'll be in the playoff mix this season. That is for sure. On and off the pitch, doing good stuff, and that stand is getting built. It's a club with potential, and they want to grow and move through the divisions. That is for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. And I've written down just a couple of notes just on their start. Like you've already mentioned, undefeated, 3 wins, 3 draws. They look solid. They score goals. Big thing for me, mate, and we spoke about Michael Cheek, whether he left or stayed, would be a big difference maker in terms of being maybe a mid-table side or a side that can get in the top 7. Well, unless anything's happened in the last 5 minutes, he's still going to be a Bromley player. Last season, his 25 goals accounted for 39% of their league goals all season. This season, he's only got 2 out of their 10, which is only 20%. And they've got 2 strikers who've got 4 between them in Marcus Dinanga and Nick Kabamba. So spreading the goals around, really encouraging signs for Andy Woodman. I'm not sure they've signed anyone today, but they've had a solid window, haven't they? And a really encouraging start to the new season.
Yeah, like I said, any team, I think when you're chipping in with goals, not just relying on one man, I think it helps massively. I think your team, I think you're mixing the goals up. Players are coming off the bench, so obviously we'll touch on Gillingham in a bit. And yeah, it helps not just relying on Cheek. Obviously, he's going to score goals, and to not lose him this window, I think it's massive for Bromley, because he's going to get them numbers again without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, but then there's not so much pressure on him too, is there? If he doesn't, even if he gets 15 and Kabamba and Dinanga get sort of half a dozen each, that still equates to the same amount of goals, doesn't it? So, yeah, I think they're going to have a good season. I just hope they're really, really poor at the weekend, of course. Right, a couple of more comments, and then we'll go to my first pick of the week. Gary Myerscough, evening boys, need this after today's shift at work. Oh dear, bad Monday for you, mate. Hope it wasn't too strenuous. Sydney Longley says, am I okay to come in? Absolutely. Of course. Oh, Sid. Lee's friend, Sid. How are you, pal? Nice to meet you. Of course you can. Get commenting. Dom, him of the Guinness drinking. I've just realised who it is. Johnny Smith cracking siding for you, Yaz. Yeah, pretty pleased with that one. Dom, thank you very much. We'll get to that, obviously, in the final period of the show. Another Oldham fan, Kerry Rimmer, says, Lee will always be my lucky charm, win or lose.
I love that.
And Matt GFC 1977 says, hello, was off to Sheppey, but no trains to and from Sittingbourne. Now, sorry, mate, so you're stuck with us two for the next hour. I do apologise. Hi, Matt, I'm Ethan. Remember me from the Luton game. Evening, Ethan. Welcome to the chat. Craig says, did I get my Bromley ticket? Yes, I did. Myself and Ava will be there. Looking forward to it.
What did they get? How much did they get you, Mark?
450, I think we got. I don't think they went on. I think there was like a handful left for general season ticket holders. That was it. Most of them got snapped up for people. So it's 3 windows. First 2 away games plus a season ticket. One of the first 2 away games plus a season ticket, and then season ticket. So luckily I was in the first window, which made my life a little bit easier. Dennis Millam says, good evening, Matt, and around the grounds. Evening. Dennis. Ethan, up the Gills indeed. Darren Leverett says, how on earth did you get Bromley ticket, Mr. Boozy? These tickets are like gold dust. I've just explained that, Darren. I'm not saying it again. Bromley going to be a test, says Dennis. Absolutely, yeah. We just touched on them. That's going to be a proper game. And if we can come out of that unscathed, then I think that will show a lot about us. Ethan Hill says, Gills. Weeks' football finds is back in. Evening, mate. Hope you're good. Evening, legends.
I think he got a sticker next to my sticker on Saturday. I'm sure it were him that tagged me.
He's a good man. He's a good man. 709 looks like Gills are announcing another player. Is this breaking news? Bear with us. 2 seconds. Talk amongst yourselves.
Is that the one that you're on about, or?
I don't know what I'm on about. What are you talking about? I don't know anything, mate. Someone has replied to the Gills and put time for another admin, and Gills have literally just replied and said possibly. So there may be some breaking transfer news that is Gills related. So before we get to that, I am going to... Oh, Sid says decent scran at Bromley. Send in your recommendations, mate. I'm always looking for some good food to have. Right, anyway, second game of the week was my pick, and that was Crewe Alexander 0, Swindon Town 3. Did not see this one coming, Lee, my friend. Not in a million years. I know we beaten them the week before, but I didn't see them getting a hiding like that. Just back to break off to this June. 52 in the chat already. This is unreal. Thank you so much to everybody. This is a season high. Let's see if we can get to 60. That'll be brilliant. German Gills says he thinks he knows who it is.
Smash the like button as well. It really helps.
Keep doing it. And Gary says, has Gabo definitely gone as far as you know? I'm aware you're not in the know. I'm definitely not in the know. I get told things by other fans, but I'm not sure that makes me in the know. Anyway, back to Crewe 0, Swindon 3. Goals from Kilkenny, Glatzel and Drynan, who's had a good start to the season as Aaron Drynan saw Ian Holloway's men claim all 3 points at Gresty Road. I think the first chance actually fell to Alex in this one, but Connor Ripley made a good save from Tommy O'Reilly, who's had a solid start to life in League Two on loan from Aston Villa. But I think that was probably an early sign that it wasn't going to be Crewe's day. Swindon was soon in front. Kilkenny's shot took a huge nick off Mickey Dimitri. Not a lot that Tom Booth could do in the Crewe goal, and that put them 1-0 up. From there, I don't know if you've watched the highlights, but it was a bit of a disaster class from a Crewe point of view, and it was people like Mickey Dimitri making mistakes, which you don't get. They're like, talking about Gills tickets at Bromley, errors from Mickey Dimitri are like gold dust as well. But I think the second goal was James Connolly and the keeper getting into a right 2 and 8. Poor back pass, poor first touch, should have just cleared his lines, tried to have a touch. And that allowed Paul Glatzel to just run in and nick the ball and slot it into an empty net. And this one was done after 40 minutes. Aaron Drynan, who I think got in our top 3 last week goals, put himself about for another potential contender in this one. But it's poor from Crewe. They just let the first man just run through the middle. And then Darren Oldacre picks out Drynan. It's a good finish into the far corner. But yeah, I don't know if there are already Crewe fans in the chat or Swindon, but how pleasing was that from a town point of view? And how concerning was some of them errors from a Crewe Alex point of view? Let us know what you think. I know there was another error from Dimitri, but I think he got out of jail from his keeper. 12 points out of 18, Lee, for Ian Holloway's men. And that's after losing Harry Smith to an ACL injury. They've done a couple of bits on deadline day. We'll get to them, but I know they made one a couple of days ago. They got Drynan scoring. They got Darren Oldacre, who settled in really well. I think Tom Nichols have settled in a slightly different role. Ollie Palmer was essentially Harry Smith's dad, isn't it? Great signing to replace him. Yeah,
it's the perfect signing for me. I mean, to replace Smith with Ollie Palmer, who was proven in League Two. What he did for Wrexham is he scored. It's the ideal replacement. If I was a Swindon fan, I'd be absolutely buzzing with that signing. I think Swindon. I think this year they mean business. We've got a manager that knows his stuff. It's proven over the years to get teams promoted. I think things are looking well for Swindon. Obviously, it's been a frustrating few seasons for them. They've not really done anything. They've just teetered, and obviously last year I had them struggling, and things picked up. But I think this year, they're going to be certainly in the mix. And like I say, under Holloway, he knows his stuff, and they've got a team. And I think a little bit like Bromley, players are chipping in with goals as well, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's not a team where you think at the moment it's just going to be one player that does everything for them. They look like a team where, like you say, across the pitch, they've got people that can contribute both defensively and offensively. And Holloway's been around the block about 1 million times. He's got all the t-shirts. So yeah, I think I had them finishing 4th, and they're right in amongst it already. I get it's only a month in. I'm just hoping that we're not cursed ahead of the weekend and Gareth Ainsworth picks up that dreaded Manager of the Month award, which I'm sure he's going to be nominated for, because that's usually more of a curse than a blessing, isn't it? Nick Castleton's in the chat and he says, really love the two of you on the League Two. Keep up the good work. Nick's a Gillingham fan who travels up from Sussex for every home game, makes the trek, so fair play to him. Flame Edit says, thoughts on Ainsworth? I'm going to let you take that one, Lee, because obviously I'm slightly biased and have rose-tinted glasses on. I think he's a legend already. It's just rock and roll, innit? Love it.
Yeah, you're not going to get football from an Ainsworth side, but what you will get is a team rugged, hard to beat. They'll get in your faces, and at the game Saturday, obviously Gills weren't at the best, but they got a result, and I think that's the difference that you didn't have last season. You'd have lost that game before Ainsworth come in. And I think under Ainsworth, he's proven to get teams promoted a little bit like all the way. You're in good hands, mate. I'm quite comfortable that you're going to be certainly in the mix, and after last season's disappointment where you tailed off. I can't see it this year. I really can't. And I think you've had a good transfer window and all to bolster what you already had.
And it might be a very good transfer window if this last one proves to be a decent addition. Kerry's back in the chat to say, breaking news from Gillingham. Gillingham have announced the signing of Gareth McCleary on a one-year deal. Welcome, Gareth. That, for me, is an astonishing addition. I know he's 38, but looking at his numbers, I think he's averaging about 45 games a season since he turned 35. And he still started 24 League One games last season, contributed 10 goals at one every 220 minutes, which is, you're looking at 12, 13 goal contributions a season. He'll be immense for people like Aaron Rowe and Joe Bode, if he's still at the football club, and the younger players. They can learn off him much in the same way that Sam Vokes will be able to help like Josh Andrews and Elliot Nevitt. For me, that's a phenomenal bit of business.
It is. And Ainsworth knows him inside out. He's worked with him. He knows he's going to bring that experience to, like you said, the young lads, and it's key. I think you can have that blend that it really helps where you've got the youth, you've got the experience, the know-how, and he's had promotions as well throughout his career, and it's going to be a massive addition. I know you've said off air that Reading were linked with him, so it shows that the calibre of clubs that still feel like he can do a job in League One. So to sign him for Gills in League Two is absolutely, it's a great addition. So Gills can be really excited for that, and he's still got bags of pace as well.
Apparently so, yeah. There was a Wickham fan page that said was still the quickest player in their squad, even last season at 38 years of age. Gives us all hope, doesn't it, mate? It's only a year, 2 years younger than you, and 4 years.
I wish I still had my pace. I wish I still had my pace, mate.
I never got any pace. Don't worry about it. You won up on me. Sorry there. Kerry put another comment up and said, but we got a bit distracted with Gills' transfer news. Oldham fan Kerry again said, hey, we don't talk about Saturday. I'm not sorry. Gary Myskoff says, hell yeah, I can't swear, can I? No, you can't, Gary. There might be some kids watching, but that, like I say, that's one hell of an addition. Really, really pleased with that one. And that, well, we'll talk about it at the end, who's won transfer deadline day, but that certainly puts Gills in contention, I think. Right, your second pick of the weekend, mate, was Tranmere Rovers 1, Notts County 2, goals for Amari Patrick for the home side, who else? But Matt Dennis and Kellen Gordon strikes won it for the Magpies on the road.
Yeah, and we mentioned Notts County, how it's been going from this start of the season. Obviously, pre-season it's been a lot of change at the club. Obviously, what they've got set up. Obviously, Patterson coming in to the management system. It's been a bit of a chaotic start. Not picking up any wins, but they're now unbeaten in 3. I think they've won 2, drew 1, and this 2-1 win was the first away win of the season. Like I said, going 1-0 down to Tranmere, who have had a good start to the season. Patrick, like you said, with a first goal. But yeah, not
tapping by his standards, wasn't it?
It was, usually they're all screamers, aren't they?
Usually it's like about 3 counties away, or at least 3 streets away from the back of the net.
The goal last week, I think he made our...
wasn't it?
Yeah, top 3, didn't he? But yeah, credit to Notts County, obviously going 1-0 down first half. They come out battling and got the equaliser 4 minutes into second half, and then Dennis with that goal. That's now 4 in 4 for him, so he's started the season really well. And then went on to win it, Notts County. Dennis going through 1-on-1 with the keeper, should have scored really, but then it's deflected to Gordon to get the winner and send them Notts fans home happy. Like I say, unbeaten now in 3. Things are looking a little bit better for them. There's still, I think, questions that fans are still pondering and wondering what's going to be the season, where they're going to finish type thing. But yeah, it's looking slightly better. Obviously, winning football matches, you're not really bothered who who's in charge. It's all about getting them 3 points on a Saturday afternoon as a football fan, and them sort of questions get put to the side. But yeah, and if it's carry on winning football matches, I think they'll back what they're trying to do type thing. It's when they start losing football matches, them questions will come back. But yeah, Patterson will be chuffed, like I said, three unbeaten now. Things are looking a little bit better for them.
Absolutely, yeah. Still concerns defensively. I think they've conceded 9 already, but they've scored 11. So they don't look too different aside to what we saw certainly in their first season and a bit before Stuart Maynard came in. That they were, they scored loads. Didn't they score and concede over 80 in their first season back? It was something ridiculous like that. Yeah, he's going to have to tweak how they play. But like you said, style of play and all that type of thing get put to the back burner, don't they, if you're picking up points. And after 1 point from the first 9, they've taken 7 from the last 9. So it represents a step in the right direction, at least for the Magpies at the moment. Right, what comments have we got? Still got Faulty watching, which is really, really good. Harry Murphy says announced. Yes, it is. I think that's certainly talking about Gareth McCleary. And yeah, SBR says Gareth McCleary on a 1-year deal. Amazing signing. Yeah, I'm very pleased with that one. I think age is just a number. Certainly in the modern game, I think if you got to 30 back in the 90s, that was it. You was basically sort of cast onto the scrap heap a little bit, but I don't think it's the case now.
No, because you look at players, they're playing for longer because of the nutrition and the sports science. I think it's helping how players are looking after their bodies as well. And obviously, years ago, players weren't. They weren't looking after themselves as well as what they do now. So players are playing for longer.
Absolutely agree. Totally. We've got another new member in the chat. Code Jack says, evening, gents. Evening, buddy. Welcome to the chat. If you can let us know who you support as well, that'd be brilliant. Get comment in. German Gills is back. If you're good enough, you're old enough. I love that, mate. And that doesn't just apply to football, does it? Keep hitting that like button, please, people. It'd be brilliant. Please keep commenting. Game 4 of our feature games this week was something of a surprise. And it was Grimsby Town 0, Bristol Rovers 1. And there's been a really weird stat doing the rounds this weekly. And we forgot to tell everyone last week, didn't we? About the reason for why that Wembley FC game got called off.
Yeah, we did.
To tell everyone, it was because of excessive goose droppings on the pitch, which is quite frankly one of the most ludicrous postponements I've ever heard of. But back on to what we're meant to be talking about. Nick Castleton says, I'm hoping at my age the Gills might sign me in the next window. Bring your boots, buddy. Bring your boots. I can supply shinnies. Yeah, weird stat of the week. Since Grimsby beat Manchester United on penalties in the League Cup, big up the Mariners for that as well, by the way. 3 ex-Man United managers have all been fired.
Wow.
So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got fired from Besiktas for failing to qualify for Europe. Jose Mourinho got sacked because that's what Jose Mourinho does. I also read that his severance pay for sackings now, to go off on another tangent, has now gone over the £100 million mark. Imagine that, being paid £100 million for being crap at your job. That's outrageous.
Yeah, I firmly believe that with Mourinho, I know it's a League Two show, but he purposely wants to get a sack.
Helps the bank balance, certainly. Yeah, it's not something we can do run-of-the-mill jobs that we have Monday to Friday or whatever. And then, this morning, Eric Ten Hag sacked by Leverkusen after 2 games. I'm not sure what's gone on there. But anyway, back to the League Two chat. Yes, and the last featured game of the week was Grimsby Town 0, Bristol Rovers 1, and it was Macaulay Southern's stunner in this one that gave the Gas the points. That put them in front. Quieten the crowd after half an hour. Ball dropped to him, edge of the box, and technically that's as good a volley as you're going to see from anyone in League Two this season. I think really, really good finish into the bottom corner. In response, Charles Vernham had a couple of opportunities. There was a free kick straight at Luke Southwood. I think he then denied Vernham again, started the second half with a smart stop. And then Christy Pem, I think, did well to keep the score at 1-0. I think it was Promise Omachire, is it? They just changed his role, which I thought was an interesting tweak. They played him off the left this time, and Ellis Harrison started through the middle, which I think is going to be Darryl Clark's go-to front man now. I didn't see them sign, what I'd class as a first choice striker in the final knockings of today's. But yeah, 1-0 win for Bristol Rovers on the road was really, really good. But the home side did have chances to level up. Jay's Cabia missed a really good chance, headed wide when it was easier to score than miss. And Evan Curry saw a late effort deflected wide of the far post. Is it just a blip for the Mariners, do we think? 2 poor results either side of the Carabao Cup giant killing? Is it just a little case of maybe they just had one eye on that beforehand and then a little bit of fatigue would have probably taken over?
Yeah.
So to a defeat to a resurgent Bristol Rovers side as well, to be fair. They're similar to Notts County. They've picked up in recent weeks.
Yeah, and like you say, you've got to remember Bristol Rovers are a good side. I think they're just slightly adjusting to League Two. And the Manchester United win will have took a lot out of them to go 2-0 up and then get pegged back. It'll have been, it's not just obviously fatigue playing, but it's also that mental fatigue where you think you've blown it. But then they went on to win it on pens, which I thought we were going to sit here all night watching the penalties because they were great penalties from both sides. But yeah, I think it's just a little blip. Another club with good owners, with a plan, and yeah, it's nice to see. Obviously, a club that want to progress, and yeah, under the manager, I think he's got best interests at heart. He's going to get him certainly in the mix this season. I think Grimsby are another side that you can keep an eye on for a playoff push. That is for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't disagree with that. And I think if any Mariners fan had been offered at, sort of on the morning of the first day of the season, that you'd have 11 points from your first 6 games, and you'd be in the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup, having seen off Man United on spot kicks, they'd have gone, yeah, thanks very much. We'll see you in September.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's nothing to worry about, I don't think. And like we say, the gas, similar to Notts County, just starting to pick up. Just starting to show signs of potentially what Darryl Clark wants them to be and wants them to look like, and that's 7 points from the last 9. Yeah, moving in the right direction as well. Right, what other comments have we got? And then we'll get to the vidi printer for the rest of the games. Do you think Gills will sign anyone before 8 p.m? I don't think so, mate. I think deadline was 7, so I think that is it. We are done now. Obviously, free agents, we can sign whenever, but to be honest, I don't know what you think, Lee. I think the Gills squad looks well stacked now. Like in every area, it looks like they've got good cover, good options, good mix of experience and youth as well.
Yeah, I think that's key into it. We know it's a long season. You've got cup games. You've got obviously the I don't even know what they call it. This is it the Papa John's or whatever?
2 trophy now or something, but it'll probably change about 64 times before the end of the season.
Yeah. So there's a lot of games, a lot of football to be played. You're going to have injuries, especially coming into this October, November, where it comes into the winter period through Christmas. So to have a big squad that you can choose from and not just relying on certain players, and when them get injured, you're up against it. I think it's key, and it tells that with squads where they are stacked and they've got that option, that they're going to be the teams that are going to be up there come what end of the season.
Yeah, I think you're right, and there's a few of them, isn't there? I know there's a couple of clubs that didn't do any business today, but I'm talking about the likes of Chesterfield and MK Dons, but their squads looked pretty much set in stone from at least a few days ago, didn't they? Andy Burns, Gills fan, says, evening guys, GA has got to be manager of the month. Great signings today, gives us options of formation. Absolutely it does. It means we can play certainly different ways now. No, we don't want him to get manager of the month. I've already mentioned that. YouTube censors our free speech. Interesting choice of name, says 2 games and sacked. Ha ha. I'm assuming that's reference to our little very brief Bundesliga chat. Darren says change of formation possibly for us. Interesting to see at Bromley. Yeah. And Sid's back in the chat, says Bradford v Grimsby Tuesday. Hope you don't go to bed. I have to go to bed at 10 o'clock. Oh dear. Yeah. I know that feeling, mate. I know that feeling all too well. Permanently tired.
Fish and chips on the seaside, Sid. Get involved.
Cool, that'd be good, wouldn't it? They've had a good start. I know we keep divulging other divisions here. Bradford absolutely flying in League One. Cool.
Ridiculous, yeah.
Right, vidi printer. We'll do sort of half, and then we'll go back to comments and anything like that. Barrow 0, Fleetwood Town 1. This became pretty much a training game after 10 minutes. Noel Canavan was given a straight red, and it was Ryan Graydon's goal that won it for the Cod Army as they got back on track. Barnet and Colchester United played out a 1-1 draw. Jack Tucker, centre-back, with his second goal of the season, put Collier in front after 8 minutes, but Danny Collins rescued a point for the Bees in injury time. There was a good win for Cambridge over a poor Newport County side. Goals from Kellen Watts and James Brophy saw them home by 2-0. Chesterfield 2, Crawley Town 2 was probably the game of the week in terms of entertainment value. Crawley 2 up, Lee, inside 36 minutes. The enigma, that is Harry McCurdy, with 2 goals. But they chucked it all away in the second period, conceding twice in 3 minutes to Dylan Duffy and Armando Dobra. Another slightly surprising result was MK Dons 0, Walsall 1. That's a cracking result for the Saddlers, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Obviously, MK Dons, we all know that they're going to be up there. That is for sure. To go there and get a win, it's a cracking result. On the Chesterfield one, I think McCleary's celebration certainly riled the Chesterfield fans. He got proper. Obviously, it's his trademark celebration, but he practically in the crowd both times, and the Chesterfield fans were going absolutely wild. Obviously, it stoked them up, and the Chesterfield pulled it back to get a point after going 2 down.
But that shows you how mad this division is, doesn't it? Like, everyone would have had that surely as an away banker on the day. Chesterfield right near the top. Crawley, I don't think have won a football match yet, have they?
Home bank, you mean?
22nd, yeah. Home bankers.
Yeah,
home bankers. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why we love League Two.
Yeah, and I think that's what is. I've always been a connoisseur for League Two, because it's fantastic. Teams can beat teams where you don't expect it, and it's great. And I think this season, you'll find that it'll happen more, because it's already happening. Obviously, that MK Dons result, no one saw that coming. Chesterfield, we all thought Chesterfield would just cruise to that one, and it's great. And I think teams will take points off each other all season, and it's going to be really interesting to watch, because I don't think, other than MK Dons, maybe, I think probably walk away with it. I think it's going to be swapping and changing in the playoffs picture, and it's going to be a really interesting watch this season, League Two.
That's it. MK Dons, everyone's saying, and I did as well. I think we both agreed that they were, clear favourites after the window that they'd had. But they're down in 7th, I say. But so they're not having it their own way, are they? At all.
No, and I think with MK Dons, they're probably their own worst enemy in terms of teams wanting to beat them, because they have spent the money, and they're going to be like everyone's cup final. It's MK Dons. Obviously, they don't get massive crowds inside that amazing stadium, but teams are going to want to beat them because they've spent the money, so you're there to be shot at type thing. So they've got to up the game, but they've got the players with the experience and know-how, and a manager that he's been there and he got his promotions as well. And I think that's another thing with this league. There's managers we experience a top championship experience, and now they're in League Two managing teams. I think that's what adds to it, and it's exciting.
Yeah, if you just quickly go through that top portion, obviously Ainsworth had a short spell in the champ with QPR. All right, didn't go great. Chesterfield, Paul Cook's been up there, I think. Ian Holloway, long time ago, managed in the Championship, I think, with Plymouth, maybe QPR as well. Paul Warne, obviously, we know what his CV speaks for itself as well. Yeah, so Neil Harris in 10th with Cambridge. There's it's a great little battle again, isn't it? It's like when you talk about squads and mixing like youth and experience, it's like there's little battles in the league in themselves, aren't there? You've got the up and coming managers like Pete Wild, people like that, Lee Bell, Matt Sadler, I think, and then you've got your gnarly old warriors like Cook and Ainsworth, Dave Artell, Harris, I'd put in that bracket as well, Mickey Mellon at Oldham. So it makes for just an absolutely fantastic league. Paul Caster says, if Nolan is still with Gills, what's he going to do for 4 months? Good question, mate, because he's not featuring the matchday squad, and it don't look like he's gone anywhere. So knuckle down, hopefully, if he's an ultimate professional. But I think he's some way down the pecking order at the moment. German Gills is back. Interesting to see Crawley Town's fans' response to the Ryan Loft signing. They seem to not be too happy. Yeah, I think one Cambridge fan said, "Good luck. He's the worst striker we've ever seen play for us." But is Scott Lindsay just signing attacking players? That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it? But
It's
yeah,
a ridiculous amount.
that won't fill me with confidence if Cambridge is saying that about your new strike. I would not be too happy about it. I mean, I don't know what his stats are. I've never really heard of him, to be honest. So
according to SofaScore app that I use, they've now got 8 strikers.
8.
Harry McCurdy, Shamanga, Louis Flower, Gavin Hollett, maybe attacking midfielder, Loft, Shawunmi, Fate Cote, and Danny Cashman. I mean, imagine a couple of them could probably play as sort of attacking midfielders. But then, even if you look at their midfielders, they're stacked. They've got Dion Pereira, who's an advanced player. Jack Roll's advanced player. Yeah, it's almost like they've gone full like mid-90s Kevin Keegan's Newcastle and thought, right, well, if you score 3, we'll try and score 4. Interesting approach. Isn't really working at the moment, is it, mate?
It's not, no. Obviously, he had his spell where he got him promoted. Will it work again? I'm not sure. Not too sure this time. I don't see him going down because I think there'll be worse teams, but I don't see him being anything.
A threat. No, I don't.
No.
I don't at all. I think I had him 15th, and I think that was maybe a
bit
high now with hindsight. But yeah, they're going to be sort of lower mid-table, I think. Like you say, they'll have enough to keep their heads above water because someone like McCurdy or Shamanga might have one of them games that we know they're capable of every so often and win your football matches once a month or something like that. But I just don't see any type of consistency with Crawley Town.
And I wouldn't have thought, obviously, I don't know if there's any Crawley fans in the comments. I wouldn't have seen that the Crawley fans would expect to go straight back up, if I'm honest.
I think they'd have to be the most optimistic. But
might be totally wrong, but I just think you look at the teams in there and what they've got at the disposal. I just think, probably Crawley fans didn't. I think maybe mid-table, just secure it and just then build from there.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it'd be a consolidation season. But it just feels like there's a lot of high-risk players that they've signed and they're hoping they recapture form from a while ago. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
Right, Dom. I know who Dom is now. Dom was on your vlog at the weekend. Who's the one that was he crying on your Wembley vlog or drunk or a mixture of both? Dom, if you're on X, mate, give me a follow and I'll follow you back. I know who you are. You're famous on Around the Grounds. No need to discuss Oldham Gillingham. As I said to Lee in his vlog, we've not been out of any games that we don't have the cutting edge in the final third. Well, we've got one player to talk about when we get to the transfer section at the end who I think may make a difference, Dom. But it's great to see you in the chat again, mate, and finally twigged who you are. So welcome to the channel.
He'll be absolutely buzzing that you said he's famous because he said off camera, we're like, everyone keeps saying you're him off Around the Grounds.
I've just twigged the name, yeah. I remember watching yours on Sunday and I've just twigged who it is, yeah. So, yeah, Dom, like I say, if you are on X, give me a follow and I'll follow you back, my friend. Andy Burns might not want Gareth to be manager of the month, but who gets it ahead of him? Anyone, mate. I do not care. As long as he doesn't get manager of the month, I'm absolutely fine with giving that away. Hopefully, Michael Mellon finds the form he had at Morecambe a few seasons back. Yep, totally agree, Dom. If you can get that player, then I think you'd be absolutely fine. Whoppy71 says, crikey, if he went into the crowd at MK, he must have gone up to Rosette and used a map. that might be favourite comment of the show so far. And I don't just mean tonight. That might be the best comment of the season. Maybe we should do like a top 10 comments of the season, Lee. We'll have to write them down. Matt GFC 1977 says Walsall are a decent side. Yes, they are. I'm only saying it's a shock in the sense that MK Dons have got a ridiculously good squad for the level, but that's taking nothing away from Walsall. They've got a good side themselves, so that's a very good result. Sid's back. Mellon was a good player for us last season when he got a game. He will do well for Oldham. I thought Harrogate would bang in a few for you. Yeah, Harrogate played on Saturday. Didn't go much on him, to be honest. I was interested to watch him because it sort of gave that different sort of angle up front, didn't it? They've played Fondop with Quigley. It's two same type of strikers for me. So I was interested to see how Harrogate went, but I just thought he went missing a little bit in that game.
It didn't work for him for me.
But competition means everybody has to raise their level. So fingers crossed from a Latix point of view that Mellon and Harrogate and Quigley and all Fondop can find their scoring. I said to you, didn't I, Lee, before we press record? I think if Michael Mellon, sorry, not Mickey Mellon, because he's the old fella, he won't play up front. But if Michael Mellon played in that game on Saturday at Boundary Park, I think Oldham win the game because I think he takes at least one of them chances that Quigley misses.
Yeah, certainly all get a point.
Yeah.
Because as soon as votes come on, I said to Dom, actually, I said, I bet he scores. It was just, obviously, the missed chances, you just knew that we were going to rue them missed chances. It's football, it always happens. But yeah, I agree with that. I think Mellon, it'll be perfect, I think, if they're going to play the 4-4-2, and I think with a big man and obviously Mellon, I think it worked well. I know a few Oldham fans like that they play odd times the 4-3-3, but I think it'll go back to the 4-4-2 formation, if I'm honest, because he's got that striker, and with the little man and big man, it's perfect for how he wants to play.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think they'll be fine. We said this last week, and I've said it after watching Oldham. Like Dom made a comment, I think he said they've not been out of games, but you take it even 2 or 3 of them chances across them first 5 games, and you've probably got another 3 or 4 points. That's the fine lines, isn't it? So, and
yeah, the two chances
on the bench as well.
Yeah, and the 2 chances that they missed, I think they were easier to bloody miss than score, if I'm honest.
The Hemming one's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know how he's not hit the target. That's like we're all sat at the other end, and it comes across, and I think it's quickly that heads it back across.
Yeah,
you see him jump, and we've all gone. Oh, you can hear us. We all go, oh, like we're 1-0 down here. And yeah, staggering. Like you say, it was easier to score than miss, wasn't it? He just so poor. Don't know what happened. Did he take his eye off it? Right, we should do some more comments in a minute. Yeah, we're at 51 again, so we've just topped a half century again. Like Lee said, like I keep asking, please keep pressing like, because it really helps the stream and it gets us seen on all the places that we need to be seen.
And also, spread the word as well. Let everyone know if you're League 2 or you just like your content, get it shared out and spread the word. Like I said, this is the 5th episode now. We're just trying to grow it, and hopefully it's going to be something that we continue to do, because we're just like waffling about League 2. Like I say, we absolutely. I know Matt's a Gills fan. He'll be hoping that he doesn't have to do the League 2 hour. But yeah, I'm
hoping it might be called the League 1 hour next season. I'm not going to lie. But I'm thoroughly enjoying this. Yeah. Right, rest of the video printer before we get to top 3 goals and player of the week, and then transfer talk. We'll quickly brush over it because I know Kerry and Dom are in the chat. Oldham 0, Gillingham 1, Sam Vokes winner 71st minute. Salford City 1, Cheltenham Town 1. That was Kadeem Harris's injury time equaliser that prevented Cheltenham from securing their first win of the season. Their goal came through George Miller on 56 minutes. Last, unfortunately, very much least based on the quality of the game, was a game between 2 sides that we think are going to struggle, and that was very much how it looked. Shrewsbury Town 0, Accrington Stanley 0. Lee, top 3 goals.
Let's get them up.
What have we got? Are we doing this in reverse order?
Do you want to go first? Because I think I went first last week.
All right, I'll do my 3rd place, and then you can do your 3rd place, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
In 3rd place for me was Aaron Drynan. Swindon Town versus Crewe, his curling effort into the top corner after being played in by Darren Oldacre, part of that very, very impressive win at Gresty Road. So, yeah, Aaron Drynan in the top 3 again for me, I think. So, yeah, 3rd place went to him.
So, my 3rd place, Bristol Rovers winner. Southern Hales, we already touched on what a cracking finish it was, and perfect way to win a game, that is for sure. So, yeah, that's my 3rd choice.
2nd for me was Dylan Duffy of Chesterfield against Crawley Town. His goal got them back in the game at 2-1, cutting off the right-hand side, dropped a shoulder, left-footed effort, arrowed across the keeper and into the far corner.
Can you tell why I'm smiling?
You might have Dylan Duffy in 2nd.
I have. Great minds and all that, mate.
We tell each other what we're wearing as well, but we just mix it up.
I was toying with the putting it top, but I'm a sucker for... Well, I'll tell you why I've picked my 1st goal, but yeah, it's a cracking finish.
Let's build up the suspense for the winner. Let's do a couple more comments and leave people hanging. Gillingham, Matt GFC says MK Don's been by train cart, and even the club coach got lost in Milton Keynes. Yeah, it's not. It's pretty soulless, unfortunately, isn't it? Actually, there's not many comments coming in at the moment, so if we can get them in. Oh, Belly's Pie says, Matt, what are your thoughts on the transfer window? Do you think we've got the right people for our system? We'll get to that bit, mate. We're going to spend 15 minutes or so. We might even run over the hour tonight. I'm sure you'll all be fine to hang around for an extra 10 minutes of injury time. And Lucas Talks Don says Gillingham have quality signings. Yet we'll get to that in a minute as well, mate. Right, drum roll. First place for myself has already been mentioned. My first place was Macaulay Southern Hale's volley for Bristol Rovers. I think technically that is, I've already said, that's technically you're not going to see much better anywhere, even in higher divisions this weekend for sure. I think if that's in the Premier League, they're talking about it for days and days, and it's on a loop. Yeah, ball drops in 20 yards out, great volley through a crowd into the bottom corner, and that secured a massive win as well. So great goal, and it also had loads of significance as well. So that was my pick. I'm intrigued who yours is now.
So it's not a screamer, but I think I went for a similar sort of goal last week, and it was Swindon's third goal. Drainen, if that's how you pronounce it. Great football, and he took it really well. I'm a sucker for some good football, good build up, and yeah, he took his goal really well and wrapped up a big 3 points for Swindon.
It was along the same lines then. We had the same three, didn't we? Just in a slightly different order.
Yeah.
Or breaking news for the Gills. Apologies, I know this isn't a Gills show, but we can confirm that Jack Nolan, along with the club, have decided to terminate his contract by mutual consent. All the best for the future, Jack. So I can't remember, it was asked earlier, it was a Gills fan about Jack Nolan. Oh, Paul Caster, if he's still in the chat, Jack Nolan has been released. He's had his contract torn up and he's free to find another club, which I think is probably best for all parties. He's not featured at all. But yeah, back to League Two, Player of the Week. Lee, have you got one?
I've got one this week. So it is
again. He's done his homework.
I have, mate, yeah. It is again a Swindon player, and it's Gavin Kilkenny, who ran the show in their 3-0 win at Crewe. Kilkenny opened the scoring inside 10 minutes. His stats, which you'll like this because I know you're a sucker for stats.
Oh, I love a stat.
1 goal, 2 shots, 2 on target, 3 key passes, 59 passes at 100% accuracy, and that is why he is my pick of the week for the player.
He was definitely in my honourable mentions. I went for a left field. I don't know if it's because I used to play defence myself, but I went for a centre half again.
Ooh.
But he was a goal scorer in centre half as well. And I went for Bromley's Omar Shawunmi. Just colossal in terms of just raw physical side. He's massive. That's going to be a cracking battle at the weekend. If him comes up against like Sam Vokes or Josh Andrews, that could be fun. Yeah. But yeah, in terms of the game, scores a goal, played 90 minutes, 50 touches, 4 clearances, 2 interceptions, 2 tackles, won 73% of his aerial duels. Get this, for a centre half, he had 2 shots on target and 3 shots off target. Your centre half had 5 shots in the game. What's going on? Like, that's mental. And he scored a goal. So that's the reason that my pick for Player of the Week was Bromley's Omar Shawunmi, but definitely Gavin Kilkenny, an excellent pick as well. Both teams having very good weekends. Right. Transfer deadline day. We've got 12 minutes, but we might overrun. Oh, wait a minute. Just dropped my pen.
Hey!
No, it's not yellow, but it'll do. Colourblind might be yellow.
We'll take that. I love that. I'm gonna have to take a picture, mate, because that's me.
I've been sweating. I'm absolutely melting. Who's like a stupid idea? Put a shirt and tie on and a shell suit top.
See, I did wonder. I think, why has he got his jacket on?
Absolutely melting. I thought when you said, I thought you might have twigged when you said you've got to wear a yellow tie. I haven't got a yellow one. I know I've got an orange one somewhere.
No, I just thought when you come on, I thought, why has he got his jacket on?
I'm boiling. I'm absolutely boiling. You know when you're so hot, your eyelids are melting. Like, I feel like I've eaten about 30 packets of salt and vinegar disco setting. Anyway, enough crisp talk. Right. By my calculations, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 deals completed in League Two today. That is up until about 6:45 when I had to stop looking because we were getting ready to record. There were 2 rumours still strongly linking Joe Ironside to Tranmere from Doncaster and Dan Udo to Salford City from Wickham. But, Lee, Let me run through these, and then we'll talk about which ones you think are the best ones. Jid Okeke, wing-back, has gone to Walsall from Stockport on loan. Adam Mayer, a winger from Millwall, has joined Cambridge on... In fact, they're all loans, I think, apart from the last one, which was a free transfer. Ben Winterburn has joined Barnet from Premier League Bournemouth. Midfielder Joel Cotterill goes to Bristol Rovers on loan from Swansea in the Championship. Travis Akamia, centre-back from Watford to Gillingham on loan till January. Michael Mellon, we've already mentioned, has gone to Oldham on loan from Burnley. Isaac Heath, young winger from Everton to Accrington. Sam Sherring joins Cheltenham from MK Dons. Adam Murphy and Jamie Knight LaBelle have both joined Swindon Town from Bristol City on loan. You then got Ryan Loftus-Crawley from Cambridge. Bradley Ihoivanen to Shrewsbury from Peterborough. Ethan Ennis comes out of Manchester United's youth set up to go to Fleetwood on loan. Jay Mingy joins Crewe Alexandra from Stockport. Stephen Negru, Oxford United to Bristol Rovers. And in terms of my club, you then got the last two were Johnny Smith arriving on a season-long loan from Wigan Athletic, and then Gareth McCleary, free agent, signing on a one-year deal. Who stands out there for you, mate? I think we've probably got to start with Michael Mellon, haven't we? He's been mentioned in the chat, and I think he's going to make a huge difference to how Oldham, not how they play, but certainly in terms of their ability to potentially get over the line in games.
Yeah, and it's what they've been crying out for. Obviously, you've got Quigley, you've got Fondop, very similar players. Mellon isn't that type of player. He likes to get in behind. And if he can, obviously, recover the form that he had at Morecambe, I think it's certainly what they need. And like you said, if he were there on Saturday, I think they'd have certainly at least picked up a point. Because I can see him working quite well with Quigley. He likes to get his flick-ons, and for him to get in behind and run in behind, which is what they're crying out for. And he adds that little bit of pace as well, which I've said for quite a bit of time. I've obviously been to quite a few Oldham games. They really do like that pace. But to add that with Mellon, certainly a great signing, and it's certainly what they need to add firepower. Like I say, he's proven, isn't he?
Absolutely. I think it was 2 seasons ago, got 17 for Morecambe, didn't he? And then he, like I think Sid said, he was decent enough for Bradford last time around. Obviously didn't get loads of games because of just how well Bradford City were playing. But yeah, he's a good footballer and he knows the level. And I think he'll prove to be a good addition. I think if he adds 8-10 goals to the goals scored column, they're going to be absolutely fine.
100%, mate, yeah. And I think with the other two, I'm going to, obviously, your club with your 2 signings, I think you've stole the window. Well, yeah, 3, but 2 I like the look. Obviously, Johnny Smith.
Yeah, Johnny Smith and Gareth McCleary, 2 completely changed the way we play potentially. It means we can go to a back 4, we can play natural wingers. So yeah, that's going to be really intriguing to see how we go, because this back 3/back 5 has served us really well under Gareth Ainsworth, but it obviously means he wants to be more expansive potentially at home. Looking forward to seeing how we roll with it, and be interesting if they can all play in the massive Virtu Trophy game against Fulham's kids on Tuesday night. Yeah,
and it's sort of how he wants to play Ainsworth. He likes his wingers. He likes to get balls in the box for the big men. Obviously, with Andrews, you've got Vokes, who got his first goal. Was it his first goal this season on Saturday? Yeah. It's how he likes to play his football, and he's added that quality and experience to your decent already looking squad, to be fair. And if you've not lost what's his name, Bode to Luton.
Still nothing on Luton's Twitter feed, so I don't know, unless it's one that's been delayed because of paperwork. I'm not sure, but there's certainly nothing been announced from Gills end or the Luton end. So
yeah, usually with that they usually say that it's the
paperwork's gone in.
Yeah. But yeah, I think you've had a cracking window. I think you got your business done early, but you've also added now, because I think Ainsworth, obviously, he's probably gone and thought, look, we can have a real go this year and be in there, and they've backed him, and you can only applaud that, because some stand back and think, yeah, we like what we've got already, we're in the mix, and you can sort of stand still. But I think he's backed, the owners have backed the manager, and yeah, that you certainly recruit really, really well.
Yeah, it does look to be the best window on paper, certainly since the Gallinsons took over. It looks like we're finally getting it right, and yeah, I'm excited to see how we go. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. Right, we've got some comments regarding transfers. Luke Talks Don says we signed Kane Smith yesterday. MK Dons, I think that he means Kane Wilson. But yeah, I think from Derby, really good addition. But that's just what MK Dons have done all summer, just sign people out of the Championship, isn't it? Sid Langley says, ha ha, brilliant. Longley, sorry, Sid. Yeah, I'm assuming he's talking about my... look, this is brilliant. I'm like full Brian Robson when he was player manager.
Brilliant.
Got cold legs and I'm melting from the top up.
Yeah.
Got to have a bit of fun, haven't you? Got to have a bit of fun. Matt GFC 1977 says Matt has become Fred Vokey ASMR. Oh, I don't know what that means. Have I missed something here? Am I being really ignorant?
No,
Can you explain that one, Matt? I do apologise if I've missed the joke. There's nothing worse than having to explain the punchline, so I really am sorry. Andy Burns says, is Heath the son of Adrian Heath? I'm not sure. It could well be, coming from Everton on loan, yeah. There was that Isaac Heath on loan to Accrington, yeah, not one I know a lot about, but if it is a son of Adrian Heath, then he'd certainly have good pedigree, wouldn't he, Lee?
He would, definitely. I'm just about to Google that, actually, because I'd be interested to know that. What's his name?
Isaac Heath.
Isaac Heath. Yeah, bear with me. I'll get you an answer on that.
No worries. Just looking at other signings that I've picked out that I think are going to be really important. I think Bradley Hoyven going to Shrewsbury could be a shrewd bit of business. They've not started well. They've not scored enough goals. He'll give them a physical presence up front. Stephen Negru was really good, I think, at Salford either last season or the season before. So that's another good, really good centre-back addition for Bristol Rovers. I think the two Swindon signings are good as well, yeah. And I'm just wanting to check while you're checking that. Can you confirm or deny?
I can confirm is the son of former Everton player, or his current Minnesota United coach, Adrian Heath.
There we go, former striker. So he will come with good attacking pedigree. And I think it's fair to say that they need something in the final third. Accrington, they've got one goal scorer in the league. We've said that's Tyler Walton. So number one, they've probably done well to keep hold of Walton today, it looks like. But yeah, they need more goals. Otherwise, they're going to be banging trouble. Yeah,
and they're already obviously struggling already. It's going to be a tough season for them. So yeah, to add goals, well, hopefully goals, it's much needed. I think anyone can get excited when you bring a striker in. It's the dream deadline day. It's like get that striker and save our season.
Exactly. Yeah, you have to. Don't you? Just looking at them ones that were rumoured but not confirmed when we started. Both deals have now been confirmed, so that changes. I think certainly Tranmere's aspirations for the season. They have confirmed Joe Ironside on a contract until the summer of 2028. Does that a 3-year deal? That's probably the target man type that they've been missing, isn't it? I know Patrick's good, but I think their other strikers are all meh. Yeah, I think that could be a bit of a game changer for Tranmere. If there are any Tranmere fans in the chat, let us know what you think on the addition of Joe Ironside. And Salford have just announced the signing of Dan Udo for undisclosed fee from League One side Wickham. So another one potentially adding goals to the Ammies. I think they're doing right there.
I like the
I think they're yeah, I think that's a good signing. I think, and in terms of Salford, I think it's the people that the players that they've managed to keep that are more important, like Minoga and Kelly and Mike. Looks like have stayed.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we touched on Salford. We didn't know quite. Well, I certainly didn't. I know I didn't manage to get my predictions out, but it was one of them. I was changing my mind where to sort of place them. Obviously, things have changed. I think they've sort of looked at the mistakes that they've made over the years, and they've sort of tried to. Obviously, they've got the manager, haven't they? And they've sort of tried to change how they go about things. But I think they've recruited really well, and I think top half to playoffs. I think that's where they'll be this season.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think they'll be nearer playoffs than sort of 12th now that they've managed to keep them, and they look like they've hopefully signed someone from their perspective who'll score them goals on a regular basis. Because I think Cole Stockton's pretty much a Marmite figure even amongst their own goal fan base, isn't he? But he's never really replicated that season at Morecambe a few years ago. Right, we are officially into injury time, but we're enjoying ourselves tonight, so we will have a look at a few more comments. I'm going to have to take this tie off. I'm absolutely dying.
57, right, which is absolutely incredible.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah.
That is absolutely nuts. That is definitely a season high. German Gills, quick question. Would you support a 3 down, 3 up in League Two? I think it's long overdue. Lee, I'm going to let you answer that one because you cover the National League so well. You speak to a lot more National League fans than I do. So what's your thoughts and what's the general consensus on a 3 up, 3 down?
100%. Should have been done a long time ago. You look at York missing out, how they've missed out last season. I think how they do it. They get
100 points, didn't they, a couple of years ago as well? Missed out.
Yeah, Barnet missed out before they eventually got promoted. I think they did the same thing as York, where they didn't play for I think it's like a week and a half. That second team don't play that playoff game, which is absolutely massive. I mean, that is daft in itself. But yeah, I think it's just, I mean, even like from League Two, I think the 4 down, I think that's silly as well. It's just have the 3 up, 3 down type thing. It's just have it consistent, like throughout the divisions from top to bottom. But yes, certainly National League, I think that division is, years ago they were quite a divide with the quality, but with what the National League can now spend in comparison to what teams can spend in League Two, obviously the old bloody PSR, whatever it's called, comes into play and all that FFP crap. But yeah, I'm
nearly swore.
Yeah, I did, to be fair. Yeah, it was the tip of the tongue, but yeah, yeah, big advocate for it. And I think it needs addressing sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I think just to quickly add my 2 pence worth, I think it's got to be champions and runners up go up, and then just the next 4 are playoffs. It's just this whole eliminator stuff is mental. Like you say, you have teams that don't play for the best part of a month, and that's no good for anyone, and it doesn't seem to be any good for the integrity of the competition.
Yeah, I know people have talked about doing away with the playoffs, and absolute no way, because the playoff system is absolutely fantastic. In the Championship, League 1 and 2. The excitement, it's just a bonus. Obviously, the season's finished, and to cover it and to watch the playoffs is absolutely brilliant. And yeah, playoffs it's part of English football. It adds to that excitement, the drama. Obviously, teams can still have something to fight for, even though you might not get into the top 2 automatics.
And there's no better way than winning at Wembley, is there, or wherever the stadium is for the National League playoff final, which is Wembley now. It wasn't up until a few years ago. Yeah, so what better way to end your season than a day out at the National Stadium under the arch?
Yeah, and we absolutely love going, don't we, mate?
Yeah, we're back there next season. I missed out this year. I booked an holiday, didn't I, silly mate?
Yeah, don't be doing that this year, mate.
Right, a couple more comments before we blow full time. Matt GFC 97 says 100% biased, but my player of the weekend is Sam Vokes. Absolutely can't disagree with that, mate, with my Gillingham tinted glasses on. SBR's back says Bromley have just signed Lakel Samuel on loan from Man City for the season. Not one I know about, but Bromley again adding, so that might be another battle that we have to come up against at the weekend. Richard Corbell says 2 great signings today, plus looks like Joe is on the mood. Good luck, big man. Pity Nolan's still here. Nolan is not here, Richard. I've just said that. I'm not sure if he was in the chat, but the club have just announced that Jack Nolan's contract has been mutually terminated. Mutually terminated. So he's now a free agent. Matt's back just commenting about what we spoke about National League. I think it's time the National League became the new 4th division or League 3. Yeah, I think there's a case to that. Like, I think Lee touched on it. It used to be like a part-time league now, but I think every team in that is now is full-time, aren't they?
Yeah, all full-time now. And
now, Dom says now we're back in the Football League and out of the National League. Keep the current system. You'll be fine now, mate. You've got a goal scorer. You'll be absolutely fine. Sid's back and says 3 up, 3 down for me. That seems to be the general consensus. And Whoppy says, I think 3 up, 3 down would be good. I also think we should relegate Maidstone to the 9th tier. Yeah. Whoppy's a Gills fan. And that might be said tongue-in-cheek. He might mean it. 57 are still watching, Lee. This is absolutely staggering. Wow. And we've been going 65 minutes. So a big thank you from me and a big thank you from Lee, I'm sure, as well. I've really enjoyed this one, mate. I think this might have been my favourite one so far. We're getting there, aren't we? We're doing all right.
Yeah, it's enjoyable, and it like we'll probably say every week. To be fair, without you guys, we'd just be bloody talking in these little boxes, these little rectangles to ourselves, just waffling crap. As much as we enjoy it, we love
me and my shorts and my shirt.
Yeah. We love talking to you guys and getting you involved in the chat. I think Matt does it really well, where he engages, and obviously it's not just us two waffling all day. It's nice to have questions and you're
just hit 60. Sorry to interrupt. We have just hit 60 in the chat, so thank you very much.
That's amazing. But yeah, it's incredible that you guys get involved, and we hope to continue to grow it. Like I say, share it about, let everyone know. And it's something we will continue to grow. Top man said, cheers for joining us, mate.
Absolutely, yeah. Great to have him in the chat, and it's great to start putting names on here to faces that I see on YouTube or on various different videos as well. Matt is doing a Chris Kamara strip show whilst on as far as I go, mate. I'm promising you ain't getting any more out of me, even if you offer to pay a fee. Absolutely not. It's not that kind of channel. Plus, there's more chance of me doing a strip than pulling hamstring than anything else happening. So that's not going to be happening. New player we have just signed, can't wait. Yeah, 3 in through the door, Richard. Great to see you late in the chat in injury time. Very good hour, made me smile. Thank you, Whopper. Yeah, that'd be my knobbly knees, probably. Yes, I think that's a good time to wrap it up, Lee. That's been brilliant, mate. I think we've done really well there. Like we both say, he'll tell you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll tell you to subscribe to his. Please go and do it, because he is back now, Lee, doing his around the grounds. Ground hopping around the country. It was great to see him at Boundary Park at the weekend, looking fit and well, and it was great to see his video Sunday morning catching all the coverage of Gills 1-0 win as we went to the top of League 2. But I won't talk about that because there might still be a couple of Oldham fans in the chat. Comment down below anything you want to see on the show in future episodes and that type of thing. We'll put it out on Twitter either tonight or tomorrow, so please share it, repost it, shout it out, because the more we spread the word, the more people we get in the chats every week, and the bigger it becomes and the more fun it becomes, because we get different opinions. But he's Lee. I'm Matt.
He's Matt.
He's Matt.
Sometimes.
This has been the League 2 Hour. We'll see you next Monday.